Hey everybody. This video is titled Struggling to Get a Job, but I think it should be called something more inspirational, like Embracing the Journey or something like that. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Alex the Martian, a game studies professor and a professional game developer. And I'm making these videos for my students to just offer career advice and even give a little bit of hope. So this video is more along the lines of if you're a transition career changer, you graduate and you're struggling to get a job. So my story is also a story filled with struggles, juggling many things, setbacks, and moments of doubt that ultimately taught me one of the most valuable lessons in life is it's not about the destination, it's truly about the journey. And if I can offer any little bit of extra onto that, it's about enjoying the present moment now, and all the beauty in the present moment. So when I graduated college, I was filled with so much hope and excitement. I thought I was ready to take on the game industry by storm. I sent out what felt like a million applications, fully expecting to hear back from studios eager to hire me. Instead, I was met with what seemed like absolute silence. No calls, no emails, and even rejection letters, like very scarce, if any. For me, I became very bitter and angry. I felt like I had been sold a bill of goods by my college. I blamed them. I believed that they did not prepare me for the real world. That bitterness really consumed me, and I couldn't see past my frustrations. I had a cousin at the time who was teaching at an alternative school, and he got me in, and I liked teaching, but it was paid very low. It was like very little, but I was willing to take any job. So I enjoyed teaching, and I was feeling very defeated, so I decided to go back to school and pursue a master's degree in education. So it's Master's of the Art in Teaching. I even won a scholarship to become a teacher, which meant that entire program, with the exception of some school fees and books, was completely free. But I want to make a point here. I have and had an amazing family at the time. I had a supportive girlfriend and really, really, really great friends. By all accounts, I really should have been so happy, but I wasn't. I was miserable because I wasn't working as an artist or in the game industry. Every day, I felt like I was wasting time and making the wrong decisions. When I reflect on that and I look back at that now, I realize that I shouldn't have been so angry. I should have just enjoyed the journey, enjoyed all of those beautiful things in my life. And again, you're never as good looking as you are at this moment, believe it or not. But I was way too focused on what I didn't have, and I didn't appreciate what I did. Now, the turning point for me was I had eventually just gave up. They say in the Christian faith, in many faiths, I assume, like, let go and just give it to God. And at the moment, I kind of did that. I just said, I'm never going to get in the game industry. I'll use art as a form of therapy for tough days when I had to teach. And I started focusing on what I loved, which was going to gaming conferences, talking to people, meeting other creators, and like I said, making art for the sheer joy of just making art. So once I graduated, I set out with my master's in teaching to get a job. I started sending out job applications and things like that. I had pretty high hopes. Around that time, a family member who, again, I love very dearly and was not meaning at all to be cruel, brought home a newspaper, and on the front cover of that newspaper, it said that 1,000 teachers in Chicago had been laid off. That headline hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt like that confirmation that I had made nothing but bad decisions in my life. But then something surprising happened. When I did apply for jobs, schools were super impressed by my unique background in animation, art, education, computers. I ended up receiving 5 job offers. For the first time in a long time, I started to feel like was on the right path in life and that people actually respected me and they saw me as somebody who was hireable. And it was also, I think, the first time in a long time that I had real health benefits outside of my parents. And I loved teaching so much that I decided to aim even higher at that time. I wanted to become a principal and pursue a doctorate in education, and I think it's a Type 75 certification. As I mentioned, I gave up, but I still loved gaming. I still loved the game development industry, and I loved hearing about it. And so one summer, I attended a game conference. While there, I met this art director from High Voltage Software, and this studio that's in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. And I told him, hey, listen, I want to work as a game tester over the summer. And he surprised me by asking, well, what do you really want to do? Do you want to be a programmer, an artist, designer? Like, most people don't just want to be a game tester. I admitted that I wanted to be an artist. I made artwork for fun, but I didn't think I was good enough to be an artist at his studio, which is something that really at a raw emotional level, I don't know if you should really tell a potential employer. But he saw something in me and he said, hey, you know what? Send me your portfolio. I'll take a look at it. And if it's not that great, let me see if I have any game testing positions open. And so I did that, and much to my surprise, he really loved my work. He offered me a 3-month contract as an artist because he didn't know how fast of an artist I was, and in a production environment, speed is important. I was so in love with that job. They had free food, they had coffee. My coworkers, I still talk to many of them today, and they've gone on to amazing studios, were just awesome. They were really there to help me, and they wanted to help me. It seemed like everything fell into place, and I really loved that job. So I would stay late, I learned as much as I could, and I poured my heart into every task. And by the end of the contract, they offered me a full-time position. And sadly, my principal was very upset. I put in my resignation. Now that job opened up doors to many other studios and opportunities. And the things I learned there, I still use today at Netflix. And it was really the beginning of a dream career for me where my education experience teaching for CPS let me continue to sort of move on and, that master's to get a PhD and love teaching. So I focus on that as well. Then also those studios, as long as you're not working at a computing studio, they'll let you work part-time, or they'll let you work, as long as it doesn't interact, let you teach at the same time, which is wonderful. So if that offers any advice and you're in a similar situation, that might be good. Now looking back, I realized something extremely important that I hope I can impart on you. And that's all the misery, all the complaining, all the bitterness I did to myself and my family wasn't necessary. The time I spent being angry and frustrated could have been spent enjoying the process, learning, creating, and really just enjoying my friends and family and these beautiful people in my life. What I didn't understand at the time is that success is rarely linear. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and perseverance. If I had given up, I would never have found my way into the industry. But by staying persistent and focusing on what I love, I eventually got to where I needed to be. So here's a couple buzz phrases or words of encouragement. If you're struggling to break into the game industry as an artist or any industry comic book developer, I want to let you know that I've been there and many of the creators out there have been too. I know how hard it is to feel like you're spinning your wheels and getting nowhere, but I promise you, if you keep working, learning, and creating, and honestly just being a cool person, you'll get there. So what I learned is you have to enjoy the journey, focus on what you can control. Opportunities will come when you least expect them, and never give up. Now, my final thought is this. Your journey into the game industry or whatever may not look like mine, and that's completely okay. What matters is that you stay true to your passion, you keep creating, and you never give up. Also, please be a cool person and really honor, respect your family and just your friends. And don't let poisonous people in your life. I have a friend now who still complains to me that the game industry is a sham, and his portfolio looks the same as when he was in college. And the other point is, remember, success isn't a matter of if, it is a matter of when. So remember, I keep saying this in almost every video. It's not if you'll get in the industry, it's when. And when you finally get there, you'll see that the journey was just as important as the destination. Thank you for taking my class. Keep creating, and I hope you enjoyed these videos. And just overall, talk to me if you need anything. Bye.